Hi, Minesh Baxi here. Thanks again for watching. I'm really excited. We have a wonderful couple here who's going to share some interesting information. And I love bringing business owners because they have a passion for what they do. They're willing to work hard. And they have a message that will resonate with a lot of people as well, in my opinion. So welcome, Maynard and Anandie. How are you doing today?
We're good.
Well,
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming.
Oh, thank you
I
for
know
having us.
we are obviously in a little bit of cramped space here, comparatively speaking, but I think you are comfortable enough, right?
We are.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes,
very
definitely.
good. So let's just get started with a very simple question, Maynard.
Sure.
You are in the real estate brokerage business.
Yes.
And I know we'll talk about the background and stuff, etc. A lot of people are in real estate. A lot of people are in real estate brokerage. What attracted you to get attracted to that business?
You know, it's just a passion to serve. And
Okay.
That's being very genuine. You know, it's you have a duty when you're doing things in the general public, and it's refreshing to be part of the process.
Interesting.
So enjoy it.
Very good. How about you?
In real estate, I do a lot of different things as well, but it was just working with people.
Working with
I really enjoy working with people and supporting people in their growth and their development.
Awesome. Now, when we had a conversation, Maynard, one of the things which attracted my attention was that you come from very different types of businesses. You just didn't say real estate and just started there. You
Correct.
talked to me about flowers. I mean,
Yes.
very different business, right? And you were
Absolutely.
helping out funeral homes and stuff like that. So tell me a little bit about your business background.
Oh man, well, we owned a flower shop several years ago.
Yeah.
We've sold the flower shop about 5 years ago, and in the flower business, most of our business was funeral homes. A family member that owns a funeral home, and we used to service that funeral home and deal with a lot of things in and out of the community, from great experiences, Valentine's Day, Sweetest Day.
Sure.
I mean, it was a fun business. It was a very, very fun business.
You know, we were the neighborhood flower shop. That's what really made us unique. It was
Interesting.
very different than, say, a commercialized business, whereas everyone just knew we were
Correct.
the pink flower shop
Oh, wow.
in Detroit. So
Yeah.
it was a passion for both of us, and it grew into something even bigger.
Yeah.
For
Very
us.
interesting. And I know you were very generous at times that somebody could not afford maybe flowers for the funeral, and you were kind enough as a charity helping them out. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, it's always when you're doing something and people support you and you have a certain level of success that you don't forget that. So what we did is we set something up with the police department, and it was very well known that if a child unfortunately passed away under the age of 13, we had to put some type of caps
Sure,
there.
absolutely.
And it wasn't related to drugs or anything illegal,
Yes.
then we would donate our services, and we also had family members at the funeral home to donate the services as well. And
Exactly.
I think the most we did in 1 year was about 90 different funerals.
Yeah, that's sad on one side, but
Yes.
there you were there to support them in that
Yeah,
respect as
absolutely.
well. Now, from what I understand, you still have continued the charity giving part in your brokerage. To tell me a little bit
Yes.
about that.
Well, the brokerage, we adopted, we've continually gave of our time, and it just became where people started noticing that.
Sure.
And that wasn't the intent. It's just who we are. So to be able to do more of that, we made it part of the brokerage model. So if someone gave us a referral, for example, a friend of mine is a surgeon. So if he has another surgeon or anyone that wants to buy or sell a property, we've said we must put certain marketing dollars back into the community. Some people do billboards or TV ads. We decided to give 20% of the profits of the commission
Sure.
directly to a charity that's near and dear to your heart if you're doing the referral.
Very interesting.
In
So if
your
I
name.
referred you somebody and I had a charity that I really like my wife has systemic lupus, right?
Yes.
So then I could say, hey, you know what? If you're going to be donating, this would be the charity I would like you to donate to, and then you would donate it to that charity.
Absolutely. In
Well,
your name.
I think that's today more and more people are becoming what I would call aware of the social conscious
Yes.
business model, and it becomes awareness. And again, in my opinion, we are always giving back to the community. As an entrepreneur, you cannot make money without helping people. There is just no way out.
Absolutely. Yes.
But you are being generous over and above because you and I realize. I have a good friend who's very, very successful. He says, I was making okay money before, but the moment I decided to be aggressively charitable, his money and income just went through the roof.
Yeah.
Now he's at a point he's donating $1 million a year
Yes.
because he has so much income now.
You know, you just believe that when you do something that you love,
Correct.
the rest will take care of itself as long as you treat people correct and you do the right thing.
Exactly. And I agree. You should do what you love, because if you don't, what's the point?
Absolutely.
Now, obviously, I still believe that it still has to have a profit motive, because I
Yeah.
love sleeping, but I'm not getting paid for it, you know.
Yes.
But this is something which I love, just like you love as well. So you are looking for certain types of agents, I'm sure. Those
Yes.
are also aligned more with your values. So tell me a little bit about a real estate agent while you're, growing your brokerage. What would be something that agent is saying that you would say, that is the agent I can help?
Yeah. Well, the traditional brokerage model is changing.
Yes,
And
it
we,
is.
We just can't help it. I mean, with technology, everything
Exactly.
that's going on. Before it was, the brokers were living fat on the hog, if I may say. So what we've done is put together something that is truly for agents, from agents.
Okay.
I've been in the business since 1999. We developed the brokerage to give back to the community, but also every agent in our office keeps 100% of their own profits.
Wow.
If you make it, you keep it.
That's pretty interesting. So how do you run a business with agents when you are donating so much of the profit back to the community as well as to the agents?
Well, there's extensive marketing that we do.
Sure.
We have, high technology with our brokerage. So we offer leads. So
Sure.
with those leads, we do a split
Okay.
if it's company generated. So
Correct.
therefore, that keeps money coming into
Well,
the
which would
company.
make sense. Obviously, lead generation is the most important part of
Absolutely.
any business,
Absolutely.
and real estate as well,
And then we have a small, we call a subscription fee to hang your license with our office.
which would make sense.
And that's $100 a month. So it's very, very reasonable. Yeah.
Which
so-
is not much for any
Absolutely.
business, right? Try having
dinner
a
on a
business
Friday
with
night.
Yeah, exactly. Try having a business with such a minimum overhead, so to speak, from that
Absolutely.
perspective. Now, I know you believe a lot in training. You believe a lot in helping your agents get up to speed and help them obviously be more independent and be more successful. So
Absolutely.
how do you help? Just tell us a little bit about that as well.
Well, we have an extensive training program. We have coaches that come in. There's a tremendous amount of tools that we offer to the agent, just like any major brokerage would.
Okay.
The thing is that we all participate and we all produce and we all serve the community. And in doing so, our phones are ringing, agents are out knocking on doors, kissing babies, etc. And people understand the difference, that we put back the service into our industry and we remember who this is really about, and it's about the client. And when you think that way, it's amazing, as you said before. It's like an attraction factor that once people understand that you're doing this for them, and typically we don't charge a person to help them purchase a home.
Which is an interesting way to put that. So tell me a little bit about how would your company be different from other companies in their experience? Because you and I know, everybody says, yeah, I know a real estate agent, right?
Correct.
So obviously you're a process lady. You are the one who is in charge of making sure, I'm sure the customer service experience is great. So tell me a little bit about how a customer, buyer, seller would feel like, yeah, because I worked with, and again, I'm sure you can share a story or two where you had great experience, the people had a great experience, and they were able to walk away saying, wow, I'm glad that I partnered up with you.
Absolutely. The thing is, it's called humanness.
Correct.
So we're just very real. We run the brokerage as a family.
Sure.
So everyone understands what the goal is, and we all work together, opening arms and sharing information for one common goal, and that's to make sure that our client is successful, whether they're trying to buy a home or either sell a home.
And I think that's definitely a good point to use from that perspective. How do you see technology playing a role as obviously you grow your business, as real estate agents try to get leads and stuff like that? I mean, Zillow, Boomtown, and all these other companies are out there as well. So tell me, educate our viewers a little bit about how technology is changing the landscape.
Well, as you mentioned, Zillow is the number one site that most people go to search for a home.
Amazing.
And-
How long has it been around now?
Oh gosh, I think shortly after the internet boom.
Really?
So
Okay, because obviously I wasn't aware of them, but
yeah.
I mean, I became aware of them later, but sometimes they're under the radar for a while,
Yeah, and it's not the most accurate source,
which I know people tell me all the time.
but they are there. So the technology portion and internet piece is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger in our industry. I mean, we have the iBuyer for Zillow, for example. So, you have things where people are buying and selling just strictly online without ever meeting.
Huh.
So now with technology, you're talking about Facebook, you got all the different social media channels. It's huge.
Yes.
And if you don't have that presence or that footprint that's there by now, then you're almost behind. So that's what we focus a lot on. And of course, Anandie focuses on the interior processes. She's more behind the scenes, but the whole makeup of the organization is pretty much her work.
I think it's important that, we understand that people are researching before they even come to us.
Yes.
They already have an idea of what they're looking for, what they want, and they're doing the research themselves. So by the time that they contact our office, they have an idea of exactly what they want. So it's for us to just make sure we provide that connection for them and provide that experience and that service for them as well.
Well, I totally agree. Here is my challenge on the other side. Internet has provided information easily. The problem is it has also provided misinformation easily as well.
Absolutely.
And just because somebody has a bigger ad, just because somebody is placed on SEO much higher than you might be, does not necessarily mean they provide you the same experience, the same knowledge, whatever you need for that transaction. And I think that has become a problem, in my personal opinion, is information is easily available, but it also is confusing for the buyer.
Absolutely.
And sometimes the buyer might walk in thinking what they understand and know, except what they know may not be accurate enough for their own needs.
Absolutely. And you don't know what you don't know.
Yes,
So
I agree
for
with
us,
you.
We have to be experts in what we do. And we're all not created equal.
Yes.
This is one of the biggest purchases a person's going to make.
Correct.
And they want to make sure they align themselves with someone that's going to be on their side
Correct.
to make sure you're looking out for their best interest, that knows the laws and how to dot the I's and cross the T's. And that's what we pride ourselves on.
And again, it's the biggest investment to be made, a big purchase, big sales, whatever the decision is. I mean, you can easily make some mistakes there.
Absolutely.
If I can jump in for just a minute
Sure.
as well. I've seen Maynard in action, both with his agents and with his clients. And the amount of information and the time that he takes with each of them. So whether the agent has questions on what the next step is, he's there to support them. So I can definitely say, not that I'm tooting his horn, but I am in a little way, that he really takes that time out to spend with each of his clients and making sure that there isn't misinformation there and they have exactly what they need when they're going in to make that purchase.
Isn't that amazing? And I think that's what, when we met and we started having a conversation, I could clearly see that. And again, you were referred to me by your own agent anyway.
Yes.
So that's how the conversation started. And that's really the key part, because then people feel like, wow, I should introduce you to somebody.
Right.
And that feeling is important,
The highest
but it only
compliment.
comes if you have invested enough in that person,
Absolutely.
in that relationship from that perspective. So obviously, I'm sure people have questions. There might be some people who might be agents who are watching this, and some people who might just be laymen looking to buy or sell a home. In either of the cases, how can they get hold of you?
Well, we're located in Rochester Hills. Our address is 811 East South Boulevard. And they can call the office at 248-564-2719 and also visit our website, which is nergrealestate.com.
Yeah, I love your card. I mean, it looks pretty nice here. It's a little different card. It looks like almost like a credit card, right? And pretty nice from that perspective as well.
To keep it.
Well, they can keep it. They can just run
It's
it
not
through.
biodegradable.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting one. Good. Any other parting thoughts before we wrap up here today?
We're here, we care, we live in the community, and we give back to the community. And this is just real people in real estate.
Thank you. Anything from your side?
No, not at all. I think it's just important for them to come see us, come visit us, give us a call, and let's see what we can do for them.
Well, what a pleasure meeting you both. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and thanks Maynard and Anandie for coming here, sharing some of your insights, some of your wisdom and knowledge with our viewers today. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.